The first pick in the NFL drafts comes with insanely high expectations that oftentimes are impossible to meet. This year, the Cleveland Browns decided to take Baker Mayfield with that #1 overall pick, a decision that left lots of NFL scouts shaking their heads. One person who wasn't shaking his head was Baker Mayfield, whose confidence has been showing in a lot of his interviews. One in particular with Colin Cowherd, where Colin went at him for some of his off-the-field issues at Oklahoma, and he answered all those questions absolutely beautifully, showing a lot of people this guy has a level head and he's very, very confident, something you need to be a star quarterback. And although the Browns may not seem like the perfect fit for him, the Browns have a ton of really solid receivers. They have good running backs, and in my opinion, they have a ton of potential this year. This is why I'm going to be simming Baker Mayfield's entire career in this video, and we are going to see what Madden believes his tenure in the NFL is going to look like. Make sure to comment down below who I should do next. Lamar Jackson is who I'm thinking, and if this video gets 3,000 likes, I will come out with a Lamar Jackson one legit tomorrow. Okay, so like I said in the intro, we are simming Baker Mayfield's entire career. So let's look at our starting point. This is like the first block in a game of Tetris. I don't know what that analogy was. I'm sorry, that was stupid. Baker Mayfield, 76 overall, 81 speed, definitely a lot faster than I knew he was. I honestly did not. I had watched some of his games in college. I did not realize he was this athletic. 95 throw power. If you're looking for just tools of a successful quarterback, you have the throw power, the acceleration, and the speed. I think this guy has a ton of potential. We're going to choose him throw under pressure. I was wondering because his accuracy is really good too. Like, they already have him in this game being more accurate and have more throw power than Tyrod Taylor. So it's surprising that he's a lower overall. There must be some awareness stuff that will go up. Yeah, the 64 awareness is probably what's killing him there. We're going to go ahead and select him. League setting wise, we're going to be simulating on all Madden. These sims take a very long time. We're going to be going with 12-minute quarters just to make sure that we get like the legit stats throughout the whole thing. But I think sim quarter length is always 12. Anyways, game speed normal, all Madden, relocate, player progression frequency. So here we go. We have Baker Mayfield in the locker room. I think it's cool that they put on his headband. That's really, really good attention to detail that I can definitely respect. We got to set our season goal. This stuff though, throughout the season, we're really not going to be doing. I'm going to go passing yards. I'm going to say 3,500 passing yards on the season. I'm going to have to sim literally everything. So how this is going to work is I'm just going to be simming all the way the next season. I do want to look at everything because I did not have instant starter on. So there's a chance he doesn't even play much this year, which obviously could be a problem. I don't know. But they're both 81 overall. And it looks like they're actually going to be starting him in this game. So that's a pretty good sign. Gonna sim this first year. Every single year I'll catch up with you guys, and eventually it'll be 2 years, 3 years. And at the end, we'll be able to see kind of how he did in his entire career. It'll be very interesting. Let's go sim the first season. Baker Mayfield's first season, 3,970 passing yards, 351 completions, 59% completion percentage, 27 TDs to 16 interceptions. Not a bad rookie year. Honestly, I would say anyone who's watching Baker would see this, and if like they were like, oh, if this could be legit, they would take it. Weirdly, only 5 rushing attempts for 3 yards. I don't know how you go a whole season and you don't rush once. I really don't understand that whatsoever. Did I just say whatsoever? That wasn't even a legit sentence. He's still the #1 QB on the depth chart. Still killing it. I'm going to go ahead and sim another season, see how he does in the second one. And now I'll see you guys at the end of it. Okay, so end of year 2, and he is already at, like, let me just show you guys this. He had so many Wait up. Okay, so end of year 2, and he had so many upgrades. He's now a 90 overall scrambler. Absolute beast. Like, honestly, if we go to his stats, I'm curious to see how he did in year 2. Okay, so 2019, he had 4,219 yards, 32 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, which is absolutely insane, and a ton of passing yards. Oh my gosh. So Baker in his 2 years has set up. He's already proving that he is going to be a long-term starter for this team, and apparently Madden is thinking the exact same thing. Now, the schedule for the 2019 season should show us how we actually did. Browns, I don't know. Let's see. No, it doesn't. It's not giving us anything. Okay. So, unfortunately, we don't know how we did in either season, which is a huge issue. Oh, no, standings. Oh, wow. Browns went 10-6. Oh, my gosh. Okay, how do I see if we won a Super Bowl? He clinched a playoff berth. Where do I see if we won a Super Bowl? Okay, I'm going to figure this out. Give me 1 second. The Browns came up short 21-16 to the Patriots. So I believe we lost in the AFC Championship, which is absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. Mayfield is the man. Mayfield is literally the guy. Okay, 2 years in. I'm curious to see how he's going to be by the end of next year if he was this good at the end of this year. I'll see you guys in a year. Season number 3, and Baker's still taking selfies. That has not changed. I'm actually going to show you guys this progression thing because this is something I get to do every single time at the end of the year. Just kind of cap off the season. I wish I could do it during, but that would take way too long. So we're already at a 91 overall scrambler. He's progressing really fast. This system is way better than the old one in Madden, like 1,000 times better than any system that they've had in the past. So he's now up to a 93 overall. I'm curious how his season went. I'm going to look at the standings first. Browns went 9-7. That probably wasn't enough, especially if they tied the division to make the playoffs. I'm just interested to see kind of how he did. How was his season? He has 12,000 total yards, I think. Oh, that actually might be a better year than his previous. Like, when I'm thinking about this, that actually might be up there. Okay, so we had 4,496 yards, 28 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. Wow. That's actually incredible. Where does that put him in the NFL? Passing yards in the NFL. He's got to be like top 5 at least. With those numbers, I can't imagine there's a ton of people above him. No, he threw for more yards on this season than anyone else in the NFL in year 3. The guy is straight killing it. He's an absolute savage out here. Oh my gosh. Yearly awards. He probably won MVP. I would say no, he didn't. No way, he did not win MVP. Okay, I'm a little surprised by that. Really? Okay, I guess he wasn't even close. The thing is, when you throw from that many yards, you kind of assume that a guy's going to be at least close to becoming the MVP. That's last thing we're going to do is look at news, NFL jersey. I don't know what that's saying. I think that might be to me that I'm the leading. Browns come up short, 24-11 loss. The divisional rounds got the better. So we lost in the divisional rounds to the Buffalo Bills. Let's go sim another season and see how Baker's doing in a year. Okay, so it actually simmed a little bit too long. So we actually missed the playoffs, but I can tell you what happened. If we go to career stats, I can look and see how it went. 17,000 passing yards total. If we click on our player card, which we're going to do right about now, we can see season by season. I'm curious how he did in 2020. Oh, Betsy. We had an injury. Okay. So, I'm actually glad that we stopped here. Oh, no. We had 4,000 yards. I was about to say, I was like, there is no way he just went on like that kind of season. That made no sense. 2021, we simmed. Okay, this current season, he has 1,200. 27 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He is a stud. Like, let me just say that outright. Like, he is killing it. Doing a lot better than I was kind of expecting him to in this. Is the #1 ranked quarterback in the league based on his overall rating. Wow. Okay, this guy does not mess around. This guy does not mess around whatsoever. Okay. I'm going to see you guys probably in a year. I'm thinking about now, actually, this might be a good time. Let's see goals real quick. Milestones. I'm curious to see if he's won any, like, awards or anything. Oh, MVP award. Becoming the most valuable player. I don't think he's become it. Any of that. At this point, I think I'm going to sim 10 years in the future. I'm going to let it run. We're going to see how he ends off. I will stop every time, like a couple times in between, just to kind of like check in on him, bump up his stats and stuff. I've seen a lot though. I want to see how his whole career ends. I want to see how many titles he wins, etc. I'll see you guys then. And last thing before I do this 10-year simulation, you can see at this point we have 0 Super Bowls. At the end, we'll be able to see how many Super Bowls, how many yards he has, where his legacy stands. Okay. Bon voyage. I will see you all in 10 years. Okay, so I thought I'd jump in quick here. No face cam for this little segment, but he has now been in the league for 10 years. You can see pretty much all of his seasons. His production has been amazing. 33 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. The one thing I'm curious about at this point, I am going to continue simming a bunch, is Super Bowls. Has he been able to win the big game? That's obviously such a huge part of these careers. Has he been able to pull it off? We're about to do the legacy leaderboard, and we will know in a second. Has he won a Super Bowl? And he has won 2 Super Bowls, all with the Cleveland Browns. He's spent his entire career here. He's won 14 NFL awards, and his career isn't even over yet. We're going to continue simming. I will see you guys the next time you hear from me. It'll be the very end, but it's just kind of check in 2 Super Bowls at this point. Okay, so we have made it to the end of Baker Mayfield's career. Now, this was weird. All of a sudden, randomly, it went into this mode where I no longer can look at stats or anything. The only things that I can look at now, when I hit retire, I imagine it's going to show me something that's going to give me some sort of indication about like his career-long stats, etc. But at this point, I'm getting literally nothing. So let me kind of show you what I mean before you get mad at me. Like, TD, there is ways. Literally, there's not. So if we look at stats from the league, I can go to Legacy Leaderboard, and this is what I want to show you guys first. I had 17 yearly awards, 4 AFC championships, and 2 Super Bowls. Pretty amazing. I would say not too shabby whatsoever. But even when I go down here to go and try and find the player card at 1,300, he has completely disappeared. When I go to user QBs, he has also completely disappeared from there. So the issue lies right here is that I have no way to see how many yards he threw for at the end of his career, which really sucks and is very frustrating. So I started going through all this stuff. NFL records. Did he break any records? Passing yards. He did not end up. I wonder if he ended up on this actually. Jared Goff. Wow. Okay, Goff. Okay, Jared Goff. I see you. I know he had a lot of touchdowns. Let's see. Maybe he broke a touchdown record. Passing TDs. This is very interesting. And we are going to look into immense detail if I do another thing like about all the players who did like amazing things. But this is about Baker. Now, I'm going to be really disappointed if for some reason we cannot see his career end stats. I can kind of assume, but even if I look on here, if we go to like Browns and we go to career numbers, which for some reason it should say, it doesn't. I'm going to tell you guys that for sure. It's time to retire. I imagine when you retire, congratulations, Baker. When a team spends a high draft pick, it is counted to be more than just a pro. Especially it may have not been high for your case. The reason you never quite... Whatever the reason, you never quite lived up to the hype. Even so, you managed to play 14 years at the highest level of profession. That is something not many can say. Be proud. So I end up number 234 of all time with a legacy of 1393. Is that it? Well, guys, what a disappointing end to the video. We saw it at 10 years. We can assume, and I can assume if I were to look at K. So 14 years, every single year that he was in there, he was throwing for about 4,000 yards. He played 14 years. I'm going to say average of 4,000 yards. That's 56,000 yards in his career. I think we can assume that. It's not that big of a deal. We didn't see that. The main thing I was looking for was Super Bowls. He did end up winning 2 Super Bowls, which is kind of cool. Who knows what season, and it's the Cleveland Browns. Overall, I'm just going to end this video by talking about my opinion on Baker Mayfield's career. I don't know. When I saw him talk to Colin Cowherd, I listen to Colin Cowherd every single day. Love the guy. I felt like all of Colin's kind of criticism of him were quite justified. I think there's a lot of things about his game that aren't great, and it's tough. You kind of have to see that. He's not 100% perfect. He's a smaller guy. I don't personally think that's an issue. Do I think he's Russell Wilson? No, I think he has a ton of potential, though. I think he is the type of guy who isn't going to accept no for an answer. There's people that I've known in my life who they might not be the most athletic. They might not be the best at what they do. But they have a mindset that they're going to be successful. I feel like Baker Mayfield is one of those guys who has such a strong mindset that he's going to do big things. Curious what you guys think. Drop a like for Lamar Jackson. If you guys did enjoy this video, God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you all